Hey everyone, Nick Espinosa, your Chief Security Fanatic here, and today I'm actually going to be talking about universities because universities are starting to track students in real time, and so I have to ask the question, where is the line in terms of privacy that we shouldn't cross? Now here's what's going on, and this is coming from the Washington Free Beacon. Now Albion College in Albion, Michigan is requiring students to download a phone app that tracks their location and private health data at all times, obviously in an attempt to protect them from the coronavirus as they reopen that school. Now, they're one of the first schools in the United States to tackle contact tracing at this level. The school is working to create what they're calling a COVID bubble on campus and asking students to stay within the school's 4.5-mile perimeter for the entire first semester. If a student leaves campus, the app will notify the administration, so GPS is enabled, and the student could temporarily be suspended. So basically, they are geofencing the students as well. Though students are required to remain on campus, this is interesting, professors and administrators are not, and when asked about this potential loophole in their COVID bubble, the school actually declined to comment to the Washington Free Beacon. So I think that's very interesting because obviously if somebody's leaving the bubble and coming back in, they are possibly exposing a classroom full of students. Now Albion is planning to offer in-learning person only, and so basically you can't do this remote, and students who refuse to comply with the contact tracing program will be forced to either defer for a semester or possibly the entire school year. Coronavirus testing will be required upon arrival at campus, and it's unclear how many follow-up tests the university will mandate throughout its semester, which is 14 weeks, but the results are going to be stored on that tracking app that is going to be installed in your phone if you're a student. In addition to downloading the app, students must undergo a mandatory 3-day quarantine after they move back to campus. This will basically be, they will be given a list of quote-unquote approved businesses that they are allowed to go to and must fill out an online form 5 days in advance if they plan to leave for approved activities like medical appointments, religious obligations, going to church, that kind of thing, and significant family obligations. I'm guessing sick relative or something along those lines. But here's the real privacy kicker that I found very interesting. Returning students must also sign a form, and again, college students, so they're over 18, they can legally do this, without parents' permission. They must also sign a form authorizing the disclosure of their test results to county, state, or, and I quote, any other governmental entity as may be required by law. Though the school did tell the Free Beacon that state and county officials are not collecting information from the app. So here are my thoughts on this, and I think some of them are obvious. Now, I know there are an absolute ton of unknowns in the middle of a pandemic, where it's going to spike, where it's going to recede, what the long-term effects of this will be, and I understand the logic of the school wanting to mitigate to the extent practicable the spread of the coronavirus. This is basically threatening a lot of universities, and some universities may actually go under as a result of people not wanting to either, one, pay for a lot of money to learn over Zoom, or just don't want to go back to school in the middle of this because they're afraid of the health ramifications of getting this. So the question then becomes, where is the line that Albion is looking at, where their line is, but where is our line for this? Do we just ignore the honor system here for these students? Can we not trust people basically to take care of themselves? And I will get into that in a minute here, because I think another part of this issue here is that when we are looking at college students, we are looking at a generation of digital natives. Technology is trusted basically in your entire life. It's a trusted part of what you do on a day-to-day basis, and many do not know the privacy ramifications of this generation that can befall them with various apps. On the extreme end, I've talked about TikTok and how it's just data mining you left and right and everything around you and sending it back to a foreign country. And most people that are using TikTok are from this generation, slightly younger, slightly older, but this is a target generation. And so I think overall the best solution here when we talk about the honor system and we talk about data mining and all of this is to educate our students, basically to send them literature, to sit them down in Zoom meetings, however that's going to be, to say, basically, these are the rules, this is about mask wearing, this is where you can and cannot go, and all of this kind of stuff, and then leave them alone. Don't monitor them by an app. You know, you can keep records separately for HIPAA compliance and all of that if you're giving them tests, which I can understand, but leave them alone. If they are caught violating those rules, then the penalty should be swift and most likely more severe than, let's say, the standard, penalty, whatever that is for Albion. But at this point, the offender has been trained and educated. They know the consequences of, their choices and all of that, and they took those choices and they made those risks, and now they suffer the penalty, whether it's suspension from school due to threat of coronavirus, whatever that is. But I don't think we always need to go this far for this. And I'm also afraid that we are raising a generation that is very comfortable with just having apps and surveillance around them. This is not the first time that we've seen colleges do stuff like this. I remember doing a video, I want to say, before the pandemic, of college students that were being tracked due to the wireless infrastructure so that they knew where the students were moving and all of that. But this is obviously going to a different level, and I think it's something that really needs to be addressed. I think Albion is overstepping where they should be. And the converse side is we can't do nothing. We have to protect each other. You know, the freedom that we enjoy here in the United States is not freedom from responsibility, to yourself and to others around you. And I think a lot of people are missing that message as well. So those are my thoughts of the day. That is the news of the day. And hopefully everybody is going to be not tracked and healthy. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP. And please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe and stay online. Thanks, everyone.